Hey, Bucs fans, Brent Allen, host of the PewterCast here, bringing you guys a very special bonus content episode. Just a few thoughts before the game tonight. Right now it's about 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon, and here in about 5 hours, the Bucs are going to kick off Monday Night Football against the Carolina Panthers for the year. And I have some thoughts just kind of heading into the game. It's a Monday afternoon. It's a little unusual, but wanted to take a moment just to really share what those thoughts are. I've seen a lot of stuff out on social media, Twitter, Facebook, those things. Also, a couple of other podcasts out there talking about how this game is so important for the Bucs, that this is a make or break game, or as Justin Pulowski said on Bucs Uncensored, this is a season defining game. And I understand what everyone is saying. I really do. But I wanted to take a moment just to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Now, let me preface this. I've not given up on this team. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm not saying, it's okay if they lose this one tonight. I'm not saying that at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I do want to say is that, okay, let me just come off of the season-defining idea. I don't know that this is a season-defining game as much as this has the potential to be a season-defining game. Let's just play this forward and say they lose. Say they go out there and they just eat it big time. Okay, let's understand a few things. They just announced, it probably wasn't 5 minutes ago, it came across my phone that they placed Charles Sims on injured reserve, so he's gone for the year. Doug Martin is still out. He's already been declared out for tonight's game. You guys know that we are struggling on our defensive line. So our running game is gone. We're struggling on defensive line. Vincent Jackson is still, to put it bluntly, he's not keeping up his half of the wide receiving duties. Mike Evans is doing what he's got to do. Vincent Jackson has not yet, although I thought he had a much better game this last week than he has the previous games before that. That's still a big question mark. Our tight end situation has gotten all fuzzy and blown up with Luke Stalker being out, and I don't know if he's out for the game yet tonight or not, but he has been out. Austin Jenkins is gone, and so we really have just had Brandon Myers and Cameron Brate. That's really been it. So, we're certainly down on weapons on offense. Our offensive line still looks like it's doing pretty good, but they don't put up points on the board. We're down on defense. Our secondary safeties are just pitiful this year. No one has stepped up back there. One half of our cornerback situation has been looking pretty good this year so far. The other one's shaky at best, and Greg Allman reported today that he went down with an injury on Friday, though he came back in practice. I'm talking about Brent Grimes. He went down with an injury on Friday, came back and practiced on Saturday, so he's probably going to be playing tonight. But still, Brent Grimes hasn't been phenomenal either. So we have a secondary that is better than last year. Okay, I'm going to say that. It is better than last year just because Vernon Hargreaves is on it. We have a defensive line that's a little Our offensive line is still looking pretty good. Our tight ends actually have not been horrible, even though that's a little weird with some of the shakeup that's happened there. Our wide receiving core is only doing about 50% of its job, and our running back situation is just who the hell knows what's going on with that. And Jameis is taking everything on his shoulders. Okay, that's the reality of where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. And I understand that the Carolina Panthers are all jacked up. So here's where I get to this. This has the potential to be a season-defining game. I've said it all along. This is a next-man-up league. All those injuries are true. All of those things you have to take into account. None of those injuries are going to be an excuse for blowing a game. They're not going to be an excuse for not being able to compete. They're not going to be an excuse for not getting out there and doing what needs to be done. Because this is a next-man-up type of league. It's time for Russell Hansborough and Jacquizz Rodgers, who apparently is now going to be our number one starting feature back, which I think I've actually been saying for a couple weeks now. But he's going to jump in as our feature back, it looks like. And Peyton Barber is going to step into that number 2 spot. And, who knows what's going to happen around the rest of the team with who's stepping in. Apparently Noah Spence is coming in, and he's probably going to play somewhat injured tonight. But it's time for these guys to step up. And here's the thing. If they step up, this could define the rest of our season. That we are not a team that is going to sit back and just have a woe is me kind of attitude, that we're not going to sit back and say, well, look at all the injuries that we've had, so this season's really, we're just going to kind of ride out this season, get everybody healthy, and try again next year. And they certainly could do that. That could be a possibility of what happens, but it doesn't have to. If these guys step up and they put Carolina in their place, and listen, they're going to do it against a banged-up Carolina team, and they put Carolina in their place, this could be a season-defining game. However, if they don't. Okay, if they don't. This is not a season-ending game. On the flip side of that coin, this is not a season-ending game. All right, I have been saying for a couple of weeks now, and I want to say it again, and kind of on the precipice of the second quarter of the season, let's talk about it. So the first quarter of the season, look at it in that chunk, the first 4 games. We went 1-3. All right, tonight, right now, the second quarter of our season, we're 0-0. And we could come out of here 0-1, or we could come out of here 1-0. And over the next 4 games, if we look at that chunk, what I will be satisfied with is 2-2. So if we lose tonight, then we need to win 2 of the other ones. I would be thrilled with 3-1. I'd be ecstatic at 4-0. I'd be highly disappointed with another 1-3. I'd be pissed off with an 0-4 over the next 4 games. And that's how I want you guys to look at it. Look at this as the first game in a chunk of 4, not putting the entire weight of the season on this particular game, but knowing that this could be a linchpin of a game. This could be a turning point of a game for the team. This could be a season-defining game, but it's not necessarily the weight of the season is on this particular game. Okay, because you know what? Here's the deal. Let's say we lose this one. We go into the bye week, and it's going to suck going into the bye week being 1-4. Going into the bye week 2-3 is a lot better than being 1-4. You're right, and that's when you're thinking about it in terms of the season as a whole. Look at it in terms of the quarters. You have 1-3, that quarter's done. Okay, and again, let me remind you guys. Last year, we went 1-3 in the first quarter. We went 2-2 in the second quarter. We went 3-1 in the third quarter. And heading into the fourth quarter, people were talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being a playoff team. We are exactly right now where we were this time last year. Now, we know that last year sucked because we skidded out on a 4-game losing streak. God forbid that happens again. But the season's not done, folks. We're good to go. This is going to be okay as we head into this. And if it happens that we go out there and we can't compete and we can't do what we have to do, then yeah, there's going to be some changes that have to take place. And no, I'm not talking about at the coaching position, because I still believe that Coach Cutter deserves the full length of his 5-year contract. You guys know I'm a University of Kentucky fan. 3 years ago, we brought in a brand new football coach. The University of football for Kentucky fans, it's our off-season sport. It's just what we do to tide us over until basketball season starts. Our football program's never been great. We brought in a coach a couple years ago, Mark Stoops, and he's had a bad first couple of years. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not been pretty. It's been better, but it's not been pretty. But, I've been watching the team a little bit this year, and yeah, they got a little bit of a rough start the early part of the season, but they've come on. They're competing. They're doing what they need to do, and in doing so, they're now going to be able to have better recruits. They're going to get better talent in there. They're going to bring fans back to the stadium, and the team is going to come up. And Mark Stoops is in a spot of changing the culture of University of Kentucky football. Dirk Cutter is in his first year of that. He's trying to change the culture, and it's going to take years. All right, it's going to take some time. Now, hopefully, we can compete while we're in the middle of that. That's what we want to see, right? And I think that's what we should see. So, guys, wrapping that up, as we go into tonight, here's what I want to tell you. Just a short little 10-minute kind of bonus content thoughts, pre-game thoughts. This has the potential to be a season-defining game. But it's not necessarily a season-defining game. The weight of the season does not hang on this particular game. The first quarter of the season, 1-3. The next quarter of the season starts tonight. It'd be great to get out of there with a 1-0 win on the second quarter. But if we go 0-1 into the bye week on the second quarter, it's okay. Because hopefully we come out on the other side of the bye week, and all these people that are injured, we get them back. Maybe not all of them, because Charles Sims is now going to be on IR, but we get a lot of these guys back. And hopefully we go on and we get at least 2-2. I'd be satisfied. I wouldn't be happy. I'd be satisfied with 2-2. I'd be thrilled with 3-1. And guys, that's how I want you to look at this tonight. All right, so don't lose your brain. Don't lose your mind. Don't run off and run up an expletive-laden tirade somewhere. Just chill out. All right, cheer for the team. Hopefully they compete, and that's what we're looking at tonight. And you know what? Be frustrated. Get pissed off. That's fine. All of that's fine. But don't sit there and start getting out there and saying, "Oh, the season's over. Oh, we're done. Oh, Carter sucks. Oh, let's fire him. Let's get rid of everybody else." Oh, da, da, da. Don't do that, okay, guys? That's just dumb. And I'm gonna tell you, that's just dumb. All right, guys. Hey, listen. I don't know about you, but I will be watching. Tried to get out to the game tonight, but I'm not going to make it. It's about an hour and a half away. I'm not going to be able to make it. Had some family obligations that's going to keep me here at the house. But I'm going to be watching live. Look out for the InstantCast. It's going to be coming up right after the game tonight, just as soon as I can get it out. And until then, guys, go Bucs.